I served as an officer in the United States Navy throughout World War II. Toward the end of the war, I was assigned for special duty with the Office of Strategic Services, or OSS, and was put in charge of the investigation of war crimes in the European theater. While on this assignment, I came in contact with the small European staff which had been assembled by Justice Jackson in London. I was invited to join the prosecution team and transferred to Nuremberg in August 1945. The trial began on November 20, 1945, with the reading of the indictment. The next morning, the 20 defendants then present in court entered pleas of not guilty. There followed one of the foremost forensic speeches in legal history, the opening statement for the United States, eloquently delivered by Mr. Justice Jackson. He said, and many of you have heard these words before, but I shall repeat them. He said, the privilege of opening the first trial in history for crimes against the peace of the world imposes a grave responsibility. The wrongs which we seek to condemn and punish have been so calculated, so malignant, and so devastating that civilization cannot tolerate their being ignored because it cannot survive their being repeated. That four great nations, flushed with victory and stung with injury, stay the hand of vengeance and voluntarily submit their captive enemies to the judgment of the law is one of the most significant tributes that power has ever paid to reason. Justice Jackson declared that what the defendant stood for would be patiently and temperately disclosed. We will give you undeniable proofs of incredible events. And he described the crimes of the Hitler regime as the fruits of the sinister forces that sit with these defendants in the prisoner's dock. He acknowledged the problem of credibility posed by the trial of the accused before an ad hoc tribunal of the victors. Unfortunately, he observed, the nature of these crimes is such that both prosecution and judgment must be by victor nations over vanquished foes. The worldwide scope of the aggressions carried out by these men has left but few neutrals. Either the victors must judge the vanquished, or we must leave the defeated to judge themselves. After referring to the failure of the latter course at the end of World War I, he counseled, we must never forget that the record on which we judge these defendants today is the record on which history will judge us tomorrow. To pass these defendants a poisoned chalice is to put it to our own lips as well. We must summon such detachment and intellectual integrity to our task that this trial will commend itself to posterity as fulfilling humanity's aspirations to do justice. Justice Jackson did not contend that judicial remedies alone could prevent future wars, but he urged the importance of holy statesmen accountable to the law. And let me make clear, he added, that while this law is first applied against German aggressors, the law includes, and if it is to serve a useful purpose, it must condemn aggression by any other nations, including those which sit here now in judgment. 22 defendants were convicted by the tribunal. 3 were acquitted. I was the only prosecutor. I was, of course, within this courtroom when the tribunal read its final opinion and when the sentences were imposed upon the defendants. I will remember Hermann Goering entering through that door there and standing in attention while Judge Lawrence, who was here, was about to read his sentence, and he had headphones, and he held up his hands. These headphones don't work, so they had to replace the headphones for Goering and put on another set of headphones. After which Judge Lawrence read the sentence declaring Hermann Goering guilty as charged and sentenced to die by hanging. They paid a just and deserved penalty. Because they turned from truth, the final result could not have been otherwise. Truth, crushed to earth, shall rise again. The eternal years of God are here. But error, wounded, rise in pain and dies among his worshipers. The tyrant is dead and gone, the evil of his reign. Germany, crushed to earth, shall nobly rise again. Thank you.
For tonight, Whitney, thank you so much for sharing your experience in Nuremberg at this trial with us here tonight, and all the best of luck for you and your family. And I hope to see you again in this room at some time. Thank you very much.
The end of my life in this great hall, and it's something that this is a night I shall never forget. And it's truly, thank you so much.